Well, Nick Sirianni met with Shaq Leonard yesterday and revealed exactly what he told the All-Pro in order to steer him away from the Dallas Cowboys. Plus, Adam Schefter, he detailed exactly when a signing could occur. Would you also believe me if I told you that Deebo Samuel and the Whiners doubled down yet again on their Eagles trash talking? Although James Bradberry finally responded in a way that you definitely need to hear. And Zach Ertz was just released and wants to play for a contender. Is Howie Roseman gonna swoop in? I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Do you realize that on this day, 3 years ago exactly, Jeffrey Lurie, the Eagles CEO and owner, gave the directive to the Eagles coaching staff that if Carson Wentz continued to struggle, Jalen Hurts needed to start playing, and sure enough, a couple of hours later, Monday Night Football, Carson Wentz would struggle, the Eagles would lose to the 7-3 Seahawks, and just 1 week later, Hurts would see his first real game action after Wentz was benched against the Packers, and, well, the rest was history. And honestly, was I the only one who saw this throw from Jalen Hurts against the Packers in basically his first real playing time and went, wait a second, this kid might have something? Either way, fast forward to today, and the vaunted San Francisco 49ers are preparing to face the now MVP frontrunner Hurts, not only this Sunday, but apparently they're using Sam Darnold and quarterback Brandon Allen to mimic Hurts during the Niners scout team practices this week. Okay, best of luck with that. Now, with it being Whiners Week here in Philadelphia, Deebo Samuel decided to triple down, not double down, triple down on his trash-talking comments towards James Bradberry and the Philadelphia Eagles during his visit with the Kay Adams podcast.
Said what I said, and and they dragged it on or whatever, but whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like I stated yesterday, like, at the end of the day, like, I said it, but I don't regret it.
What's so funny is despite all this bulletin board material, James Bradberry finally met with the media yesterday and, of course, asked about Deebo's comments, responding with about as much class as you possibly could.
Is there any extra motivation at all when you hear things like that, or even think of last year?
No, because last year. I think the extra motivation just comes from it being a division opponent. They're in the NFC. A conference opponent. Because they're in the NFC with us, and they're a great team. So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
When you hear him say something like that and then double down on it, what is the key to staying focused and not letting that affect you in any way?
I just approach one day at a time. Of course, I don't really necessarily like what he said. Wish you would have used a better word, to describe my play. But it is what it is. And at the end of the day, all I can do is control my work ethic. What I do day to day.
Now, I'll be honest, I like trash talk. Trash talk is fun. We trash talk the Cowboys and the Whiners all the time here. But if you're Deebo Samuel and you want to continue to run your mouth while having, 1 touchdown this year and 474 receiving yards through 9 games, and Brock Purdy's been healthy, doesn't it feel like you need a little bit better stats in order to actually have confident trash talk like this? I mean, let's be honest here. The Eagles are listening to this. They're taking this to heart. Jordan Mailata had a perfect response to the Eagles listening to these comments and taking it to heart.
Yeah, it irks me. I'd be lying if I said it irks me, but we have to learn to kind of put that aside. It's probably my biggest takeaway from the KC game was just I had to learn how to let last year go and focus on the game plan and execute it. So we'll see what happens this week. We'll see. I have a lot of trust and faith in the guys in this locker room, and we got to go out there and focus on our game plan and execute.
Gosh, if Philadelphia can just win this game, they not only take another step towards the number 1 seed, they virtually eliminate the Niners from having a chance at hosting games past the divisional round at Levi Stadium. They'd have 4 losses to the Eagles, 1. And with the Niners' schedule looking a little bit tougher than Philadelphia's after we get past Dallas, if the Eagles win on Sunday, that 1 seed becomes all but guaranteed. And while words cannot express how important this game is despite all the trash talk, Nick Sirianni was at his weekly press conference yesterday and basically emphasized that it's just another game.
I just know that this game is going to be about two good teams, coming in here and having a good game. I got a lot of respect for the guys over there and Coach Shanahan and his coaches. There's a lot of good players on the San Francisco 49ers. Some of the best players in the world over there. So, this is a 2023, right? And it's not 2022. Very similar to what we responded with the Chiefs stuff, like going into the Chiefs game, right? There's different players on this team. There's different players on their team. Shoot, one of our better players from last year is on their team, right? And so, this is about the 2023 Eagles versus the 2023 Niners. Both teams are doing well. It's going to be a heck of a battle.
How about this? If one of my subscribers watching this video right now can go down below in the comment section and tell me exactly how many catches and receiving yards Deebo Samuel will have against Philadelphia on Sunday, that lucky person will get this Nick Sirianni / Jalen Hurts 2023 t-shirt from Jalen Hurts' own storefront sent to you by me. And of course, if there are multiple people who get it right, I'll randomly draw one winner, only one t-shirt. But take your shot down below. What will the Niners receiver have? 4 catches for 94 yards? 5 for more? No catches? Let me know down below for your chance to get this shirt. Now, speaking of taking their chances, Philadelphia had their chance at Shaq Leonard yesterday, as the former All-Pro was in Philadelphia for a meeting, physical, and workout, and according to all reports, they said it went really well. And while other reports suggest Leonard will take at least the weekend to decide in terms of a timetable, Adam Schefter told 97.5 The Fanatic yesterday that a possible deal won't be about money. I think it's going to be about medicals, he said, and what team feels more comfortable with him and where he feels most comfortable as well. Sirianni did meet with Leonard yesterday, and he talked about his reunion with the former Colts linebacker during his Wednesday presser.
Yeah, you just shuffle things around a little bit. You get in a little bit earlier to get some things done so you can have a little bit more time to spend. And so, being able to, any guy that comes in here, I want to spend time with them and talk to them. Obviously, there's a prior relationship there. It was good to just be able to catch up with them and relive some memories, but also just talk about a little bit about what this building's like.
Now, as we said, Leonard is basically deciding between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I absolutely love Sirianni's answer when asked about what's your pitch? What did you tell Leonard to convince him to not choose those Cowboys, but choose Philadelphia? Listen to this.
Yeah, good question. All I'll ever do is just be honest with them and tell them what the situation is here, what the situation is in this building. I think the pitch is just the guys that we have in this building, and some of them he has a prior relationship to. But I think just I want Shaq to make the decision what's best for him. So because again, when there's that prior relationship, you want to make sure that, and that's what I said to him. I just want you to make the best decision for you. Take all the information from both places and do what's best for you.
Drop a like down below if you're confident that he's going to make the right choice and not go sign with the Dallas Cowboys, but instead side with us, the Philadelphia Eagles. If you agree, hit that like button right now. Now, obviously, the biggest reason why we're even talking about Shaq Leonard coming to Philadelphia is the injury to one Zach Cunningham. And sure enough, the Eagles starting linebacker did not practice at yesterday's walkthrough practice, although a bunch of other birds didn't as well, including Goddard, Evans, Fletch, and Grant Calcaterra. And while we still haven't gotten a good update on Cox's situation or even if Justin Evans will return this week, John McMullen did have the latest on the tight end situation today, tweeting, quote, Eagles tight end update. Goddard wants to play and is certainly lobbying, but notes doctors want 4 full weeks for the forearm to heal, meaning at Dallas is the likely return. Calcaterra confirmed a high ankle sprain. He's now out of the walking boot, though, but needs more time. My best guess is they will need to sit Goddard for 1 more week just to make certain he's as healthy as possible and then bring him out for the game against the Cowboys. Now, speaking of tight ends, some big news just dropped just a couple of minutes ago with J.J. Watt, of all people, tweeting, quote, trying new things in retirement, so let's steal Adam Schefter's job for a day. Tight end Zach Ertz has requested and been granted his release from the Arizona Cardinals. The 3-time Pro Bowler plans to sign with a contender and make a run at his 2nd Super Bowl ring. And suddenly, the Eagles' tight end injury woes could be fixed in an instant, with Howie Roseman picking up the phone, probably on speed dial, and calling the former all-world tight end who won a Super Bowl ring with Philadelphia and went down in history as probably the greatest tight end the Eagles have ever had. I mean, think about this. He wants to play for a contender. He loved his time in Philadelphia. A reunion makes a ton of sense, and it feels like he'd come back for a very cheap price, fit right into the offensive system, and give the Eagles an incredible 1-2 punch when Goddard came back at the tight end spot. Now, technically, he's going to have to go ahead and clear waivers because another team could just put out a claim for him. But with most people normally clearing waivers, Philadelphia should have a very clear shot at signing Zach Ertz. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. By no means guaranteed, but this feels like a match made in heaven for both Philadelphia and the former Eagles tight end becoming a current Eagles tight end. Now, before we wrap up today's show, can we all just sit back, relax, close your eyes, and just appreciate that Jordan Davis has an incredible singing voice? What?
Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore.
My God.
So good. Oh my God. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gathered near to us.
I mean, who knew this? Where did this come from? Does Philadelphia go to the NFL Combine and instead of asking players, are you good at defensive tackle, maybe they just turn their chairs around and have a voice-style competition to listen to a potential prospect's ability to sing, and then they press their buttons and spin around and say Jordan Davis or Jordan Mailata or maybe even Jason Kelsey, you're going to be the next Philadelphia Eagle because we have Christmas albums to sell, man, and your voice is better than any of the other prospects we've heard come to the Eagles. Sure, you can play defensive tackle at almost a Pro Bowl level, but we really need you to sing, and maybe that's how they do it. And we got plenty more stuff happening the next couple of days and weeks, including an interview I'm doing with one of the top 49er YouTubers. I know you know this guy, Grant Cohn, who is a 49er diehard. He covers the Niners, obviously, but he also is very critical of Brock Purdy and has been in the past. He's one of the more interesting people that I interview almost on a yearly basis because the Niners and Eagles match up one, maybe two times every single year. And of course, Josh Davis being back from his vacation, as soon as the Shaq Leonard news, which we all think is going to happens, we're going to be the first channels, obviously, to go live as we always are and break it all down. Although if you want to be there whenever we actually go live, hit the notification bell down below because sometimes YouTube is weird and they won't notify you when we drop a new show or whenever we go live. So the notification bell guarantees that, so hit that bell right now. I'm Thomas Mott, hanging out on a Thursday. This has been The Thomas Mott Show.